Hi, and welcome to the Crit Hit Wild podcast, where we cover all things Marvel Crisis Protocol, and we cover a new character every week. This week, we're going to be talking about Iron Lad, and I'm your host, Fred.
I'm Brad.
And I'm Steven.
Hello, gentlemen. We are a smaller group today than we have been the past few weeks, but that's okay. We're here to talk about Iron Lad and to discuss other things having to do with Marvel Crisis Protocol. Before we do anything, let's talk about upcoming events. All right, so it is early in December. Coming up on December the 11th, there is a demo day at Lost Legion Games and Comics in South Charleston, West Virginia. If you know anybody who might be interested in learning how to play this game, send them down. Like, have them show up, and someone will run them through a fun little scenario. Let them see how they like the game, how the game is played, and maybe we'll get some converts out of this. That might be nice. That one I will not be able to attend because I will be out of town that day, but there's a later one that I will be. Coming up on December the 20th, there is a tournament at South Charleston, in South Charleston, at Lost Legion Games and Comics. This is our local game store. This is just a local tournament. Nothing big. It's just our local get-together. I will likely be there, though, as will Brad, and we will play some games. Okay, then let's move into January. On January the 8th, there is another demo day, and this one I do intend on being there for. So if you are in South Charleston, come to Lost Legion Games and Comics and play some demos of Marvel Crisis Protocol. It should be a lot of fun. Okay, then we've got a couple more. Then on January the 17th, there is another tournament at Lost Legion Games and Comics. Everything that I've said so far has been at Lost Legion Games and Comics. We're apparently doing a lot this coming month. And then on the 24th, finally, there is a tournament at Old School Gaming in Toledo, Ohio. And this is... Oh, boy. Is this the App Cup
Yes.
for
Yes.
Toledo, Ohio?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I didn't want to say it if it wasn't. This is the App Cup qualifier for Toledo, Ohio. Toledo's far away. So I will likely not be attending.
Well,
And
Fred, do you currently have a ticket?
no, I do not.
Then the best you can do is be on the wait list.
Right. And that's the issue, is that it is currently sold out. According to Daniel, who has been on this podcast in the past, they are planning, or not planning, it is likely that not everyone who signed up is going to show up. However, that is too far of a distance for me to travel on the chance that someone doesn't show up. So I won't be attending this one. This will be the first one that I miss. But if you live closer to Toledo, you should show up, even if you don't have a seat yet. It might, because it's likely that one will open for you.
And
All
if
right.
you are signed up for it and can't make it, tell Daniel early, and he can fill your spot. Don't wait till last minute.
Yes. Yeah. That would be very cool of you. All right. Well, that's it for December and January. There is one more that I want to shout out. There on February the 21st, there is another App Cup qualifier, and it's in South Charleston. We get another one. So on February the 21st, come on down, and we're gonna play at Lost Legion Games and Comics. Okay. That is it for our upcoming events. There, as I understand it, is nothing really new out of AMG since we've last recorded. So I guess that's it for these. Let's talk about games that we've played recently. So, Steven, do you have any games that you have played recently that you want to talk about? Steven? Have we lost Steven?
No, I'm on mute.
Oh, okay. There we are.
Sorry.
There he is.
I had a little coughing fit going on. No, I have not, unfortunately. I plan on doing my little startup, as in to show people the game starting in January at the new store I found. And at that store on Friday nights, they have a board game night. So I got to play some Ark Nova with some people. So that was good.
Hey.
But that's it. So.
Okay. Well, I played a game against Brad this past week, and I do want to talk about this. So I was playing Inhumans, and Brad was playing. Brad has 3 lists that he's playing around with, and he wanted me to choose which list to play. And his lists were Avengers, X-Men, and then he has Sentinels that he wants to try out. And so, of course, I'm going to choose Sentinels. I want to see some big stompy robots on the field. I want them to be good.
Fred wanted to beat me.
That is not why I chose Sentinels. I wanted to play against new Sentinels because they're much better and they are going to see the field now. Okay, well, this game starts off. We were playing both of the new scenarios. It was I forget what they're called, but the 2 jailbreaks in it. Jailbreak and lockdown. Okay. Was it at 18 threat? Is that where we were?
Yes.
18 threat. Okay. Brad was playing Sentinel Prime, 2 Sentinels, and Cassandra Nova. I was playing Black Bolt, the dog, Karnak, Gorgon, and Maximus the Mad. This game starts with, in round 1, Gorgon is teleported by the dog and then charges into position and beams both Sentinel Prime and another Sentinel and does something like 5 damage. Like, he does an outsized amount of damage. And that's going to be a theme for this game, is that my dice were non-stop this entire game. Like, I was rolling really hot. And I put shock on both of them. I think I followed up with a mace attack, and I stunned Sentinel Prime. So round 1 went fantastic for me. In round 2, the secure that's on one of the secures on my side shut down, and that happens every round this game. It is always one of the ones on my side that gets shut down. I kind of make a huge mistake in round 2. I absolutely make a huge mistake. I don't fully deploy Black Bolt. Black Bolt should have just run out there and been in position to be in the fight. And instead, I kept him back in order to pick up another dude and to secure the secure. And that was a huge mistake. Karnak went out there. Karnak got into a fight with Cassandra Nova, and that fight is wildly in Karnak's favor. Karnak has already 4 Mystic defense, and I start with an attack. I do some damage, and I'm able to put a weakness token on Cassandra Nova. And from that point forward, I always have a weakness token on Cassandra Nova. And every time she attacks me, I roll 7 defense dice, Mystic, against her. Karnak, he didn't take much damage in his fights against Cassandra Nova. I really like Karnak. He's a lot of fun. Gorgon fights with the 2 Sentinels on his side. Maximus moves up, and again, I feel like my dice were absolutely fantastic, but I'm not deploying as hard as I should be. What I should have done this game is I should have gone at him. I should have gone at him hard, and instead I held back and tried to keep parity with the points, and that was wrong. That was absolutely wrong. because I fell behind in points. I couldn't keep up. Eventually, he was 3 points ahead of me, and I needed things to change or I was going to lose that round. I moved Maximus the Mad up with a teleport, and my plan is to have Maximus attack one of his sentinels and do enough damage to not daze it, but leave it at 1 health. That would have been ideal, but because I want to Terrigenesis and take him out and then score everything on that corner of the map. I would have won had I succeeded in doing that, but I put Maximus on the wrong side of the Sentinels when I teleported him up, and the Sentinel on the other side shoots a tow cable, pulls him over, and dazes him before he can activate. And that's essentially the end of the game. This game felt like I was way ahead on attrition the entire game. I was kicking the crap out of these big stompy robots, and still, they weathered the attack and won the game. I can't blame DICE because my dice were fantastic. I can only blame that Brad played better than me. Brad just did better. Brad, do you want to weigh in?
It sounds about right. I'm better than you. You suck.
Yep, that's it. That's what it was. Brad, do you have any games that you want to discuss? Do you want to weigh in on the game that I just discussed?
No.
And I know that you played another game. Okay.
I played 3 other games, so
I
I'm
see.
just gonna move on. After Fred turned into a pumpkin and went home and went to bed, I played Andrew's Web Warriors, and I gave him the option of Avengers or X-Men. He said, I know you would rather play X-Men, so I'm going to choose that. And then that's when I realized that I really wanted to play Avengers, so I played Avengers. It's like they say that if you want to make an important decision and you can't, to flip a coin, as soon as it's in the air, you know what choice you want it to be. And then that's what you do. You don't even have to look at the coin. It was like that. So I played Avengers. He played Miles with his leadership, Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Man Noir, Toad, and 2099. However many points that is. I played
18?
Sure, I don't know. I'm not doing math. This is my day off.
Okay.
I played Steve 3 Leadership, so First Avenger. I played Gambit, Cyclops, Wasp, Squirrel Girl. That was my list.
Okay.
I don't remember what the scenarios were, except that it was a B. Did we pay to flip? Yes, we did. I think. And there was a middle objective because Squirrel Girl went and got the middle objective. I think it was just straight down the middle, something. I don't know. It doesn't matter. On one flank, it's Miles and Amazing versus Captain America and Gambit. And Gambit absolutely blew up that entire side. One turn, he dazes Miles in one attack. The next turn, he rolls. I rolled Wild Wild Hit against Amazing because I was like, I'm going to try to take out Amazing even though he's hard to take out. And that's what I rolled. So I used the leadership to add a wild and then Gambit's ability to change that hit to a wild so that I had 4 wilds, 8 successes. He He didn't have power to witty banter. He must not have, because he didn't. And he did his re-rolls, and he got one success. And he's like, okay, you just daze him. On the other side of the field, Squirrel ends up going over that side, and Wasp does some size changing. I haven't played her in a long time. I did not remember that basically every time she makes an attack, she changes size, which is kind of cool. Squirrel Girl made one attack this whole game. Wasp didn't do much, and that was Cyclops' fault because he just destroyed that side of the field. He dazed Spider-Man Noir, dazed Toad, and then the next turn on his first action, he beamed 2099 Noir and Toad and killed Noir and Toad. Now,
Oh my god.
2099 was healthy at the end of the game and probably had no damage on him at the end of the game. Every time I put damage on him, he healed up and he was fine. He was a rock star the entire game. But with that much attrition that quickly, because 3 of those dazes were the same turn, Miles, Noir, and Toad the first time, I just went way up on points very quickly and then won the game. So dice were like definitely favorable for me, and it did help.
So what is I've not seen Wasp on the table, I think, ever. What does she even do? Like, what does Wasp do?
I like
Like, why is
her.
she in the roster?
I like her because when she's little, her builder keeps them from getting power.
Oh, okay.
So
That is neat.
while she's attritioning, she is not loading them up on power for a counter hit. That's
Okay.
why she's in the roster. Now, having said that, and seen a different model played recently, after this game, I took her out of the roster and replaced her with Ant-Man.
Okay. I have seen Ant-Man rules. I know that.
I don't think Wasp is bad, but for what I want to do with the list, Ant-Man's doing it a little bit better.
Okay.
So then I played 2 more games last night, and I played them both against Memphis, and I gave him 3 choices. He could play against Sentinels, he could play against Avengers or X-Men. He chose Sentinels.
Mm-hmm.
We ended up at 17 points. So I played the 3 big Sentinels and Archangel. He played X-Force, and I don't remember exactly what he played. The game was so incredibly similar to our game, Fred, that I would have a hard time differentiating them if I had to. It was
Really?
it was on a B. I think it was no, it might have been the exact same scenarios. Now that I think about it. No, because he won't play Lockdown. He hates it. He pulled Lockdown both games and threw them aside, and so we're playing the other one. So it was a B, and it was scientific sample. So we weren't grabbing the guy out. And
Okay.
he diced me real hard, and I won the game anyway.
Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. It was the same sort of situation where the dice favored him and you still won it.
Yeah. Now, I had far fewer models left at the end of this game. Archangel was still alive, and one of the regular Sentinels was still alive. But he was playing Gladiator with X-Force.
Ooh, okay.
And because he rolls good, Gladiator did awesome. And he killed Sentinel Prime. and
Okay.
he killed one of the other Sentinels. But I got to do some cool stuff, like he dazed the Sentinel that was on Sentinel Prime's side, and I got to flip him back over with the card. So that was cool.
Okay.
Yeah, the tactics
The
card.
heal.
Yep.
Yep.
And then at one point, the other Sentinel was at 1 health. I spindered. That used the last of my power, leaving Cable at 1, and Domino had no damage on her. Then I rolled the base attack. He blocked enough not to take any damage, but I rolled a wild. So I did 1 damage to Cable, dazing him, 1 to Domino, and 1 to the Sentinel, killing the Sentinel. So then I played Scrap Metal.
Uh-huh. You
and
blew up.
blew the Sentinel up. Did 4 damage to Domino, killing her. And that means he does not have a final activation that turn. And Archangel goes and grabs the scenario and then goes and flips the point. I remember what it is. It was the one where you get a reroll if you've got the extract. That's why I did it in that order. Because I moved off the point. He's like, did you not want to try to flip that first? And I was like, I know what I'm doing. And I went over and got it. It went back. I didn't need the reroll, but it was nice to have it. And then I end up winning that game.
Okay. Nicely done.
Yep. And,
well done, Brad.
And then we play again. He's playing his X-Force. He goes wide this time. I let him choose between Avengers and X-Men. He chooses Avengers. This time I play the 3 models I'm always going to play. First Avenger, Cyclops, and Gambit. And Gambit's taking reserve member every time.
Okay.
And then I played Ant-Man and Miss Marvel this game because I had just finished painting Miss Marvel yesterday. And she didn't get to do a whole lot. He kind of picked on her. Cyclops didn't do very much this game except survive. He was on his healthy side at the end of the game and was the only model I had left alive.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Gambit in 1 activation dazed a fully healthy Cable and a fully healthy Baron Zemo.
Jeez.
Before they got to activate. That was fun. And then very first turn, towards the end, Ant-Man changes size, hitches a ride. I move him. And then Ant-Man uppercut, X-23. Dazing her, change back to normal size, pick up his extract, and flip his point.
Gee, okay.
I love Ant-Man now. That was so cool. Now, did Ant-Man get another activation the rest of the game? No. Memphis made sure that did not happen again.
Right. He just killed him.
Yeah. Which was unfortunate because it was fun. But, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then he kills my entire roster except Cyclops. And I win by 1 point. I literally... Dice screwed me and kept me 1 point away from winning, and then we go a whole nother round, and it was 15-9, and then the game ends 17-16. I only got
I
only got 2 points at the end. Like, I only had 1 model. I was lucky to get those.
Right.
But
right. Well, okay. Here's my question for you now, Brad.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, having put them on the table, of the Sentinels?
They're way better.
Yeah.
The 2 4-point Sentinels are way better. Prime's worse.
But Prime was never the problem.
No,
Prime was fine.
I think if they had not touched him and made the other changes, they would be in a really good spot. So all I have is hope that those changes were because of the new Sentinels, and that it's all okay with the new Sentinels. Cassandra Nova's
I'm sure it will be.
Cassandra Nova's way better. If you ever get any successes on her blow them up after they move ability, she feels great, and if you don't, she feels not so great.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
There is a dice dependence to her.
Yeah.
Okay, then. Well, thank you, Brad. And let's move right along to a segment that I'm going to throw over to Brad. Brad, what's up? What's this segment?
Fred awkwardly introduces this segment because I told him I had a topic for tonight, and he asked me what it was, and I told him just throw it over to me. And he does not know that we were playing trivia.
Hey, the return. Yay. Okay.
This is something I plan to do occasionally. This is not an every episode thing anymore. There's not enough models in this game, that crazy as that sounds. So, if we were like a monthly podcast or something, but weekly, no way. Here's how this game works for people who may have joined us since last time we did this. I ask Fred trivia questions about Marvel Crisis Protocol characters, except the trivia is from the comics, and he knows very little about the comics. In fact, everything he's learned from the comics, he learned from me, or was something I gave him to read. So very, very little. And he gets points based on how well he does. So if he gets it with the first clue, he gets 3 points. If he gets it with the second clue, he gets 2. Or he can ask Steven for help for 1 point. Fred needs, let's say, 7 points to win.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Well, Fred, the last 2 times we did it, you got all 9 points. So
yeah, okay.
I have to make it a little harder.
Okay.
There are 3 of these, so each one is a different character. Fred, are you ready to begin?
Yes, I'm ready to begin.
I believe that's the first time I've actually asked you.
That is. You usually say great.
Your first clue is Drax's daughter.
Wait, that's it? That's
Just
it? Drax's daughter?
Yeah.
Oh, crap. Hold on. I don't know who Drax's daughter is. Wait, it's gotta be a Guardian of the Galaxy, right? Is it, one of the new, oh crap, it's gonna be one of the new ones, who I don't know the names of. Is it Spectrum? Is this Spectrum?
That is incorrect. And
okay.
Just as an addendum there, Drax's body is alien, but his soul is human.
Oh God! What? Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Hint: after her father's first death, she was found by Thanos' father and raised on Titan. She develops peak martial arts, unlocks latent psychic powers all humans can access, and the ancient dragon that lives on Titan tries to take over her mind. She drives the dragon away, but gets cocky, and the dragon slowly starts to influence her and eventually turns her evil.
Okay, so this is this Black Swan?
No.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Steven, can you help Fred out?
It is Moondragon.
That is correct for 1 point.
Oh, okay. So it was one of the new ones that I didn't even know how to answer. Okay. Okay.
The dragon that lived on Titan was called the Dragon of the Moon, because Titan
Yeah.
is a moon.
Okay.
And when
It's
she
also a pretty terrible place to live for a human. We're gonna be honest.
not in the Marvel
Rain.
universe.
It rains methane.
Not
Okay.
not in the Marvel universe. It's fine.
Okay.
And then she calls herself, because she beat the Dragon of the Moon, she starts calling herself Moondragon.
You know, Titan has cryovolcanoes, which is volcanism that is molten liquid water. Because it's so cold there that when it's heated by the internal pressures and temperatures of the moon itself, it spews out like magma, but it's water. Okay, keep going, Brad.
Not in the Marvel universe. Your second character. This character was originally supposed to look like Pam Grier, according to the original artist John Romita Jr.
Oh.
But
Okay.
Marvel made a last-minute change to look like some model they found. She first appeared in Amazing Spider-Man Annual 16 and was a member of the Harbor Patrol before being exposed to energy from another dimension and gaining powers. She was briefly thought to be a mutant as well.
Okay, is this gonna be another new one? Okay. So who looks like Pam Grier? I guess you said that it was supposed to look like Pam Grier, and then they changed it to some model. Okay. Who the crap could this be? Is this Silk? Is this Silk?
That is incorrect. Your
Okay.
hint. This character was once known as Captain Marvel and has led the Avengers.
And the trick here is that it's not Captain Marvel, because they were once known as Captain Marvel and has led. Is this Spectrum?
That is correct for 2 points. You got a
Okay,
total of 3.
okay.
And just to be clear, Fred, I would absolutely write that Carol Danvers was once known as Captain Marvel. Don't put that past me. Okay.
Okay.
Your final character. It's Fred, you only need 4 points here. Let's go. In the first story with this character was kidnapped by a professor at their college, calling himself, the professor, the Living Pharaoh. The Living Pharaoh absorbed the energy this character creates, growing in size to become the Living Monolith. This character was rescued by his brother and his brother's friends.
He's rescued by his brother and his brother's friends. Is this Cyclops' brother? Is this Cyclops' brother, whose name I don't remember? Is this? Is it Vulcan? No, that can't be right. What is his name? What is Cyclops' brother's name? I don't.
Well,
I'm gonna say Vulcan, except that's not correct.
Cyclops' brother is absolutely named Vulcan. That is true. That is not who I'm talking about. Nope.
Okay. Well, I have guessed.
Your hint. This character has had a rough time as a superhero. He never really wants to be one and just wants to work on his doctorate in geophysics and hang out with his girlfriend. After his girlfriend turns evil, she was possessed. He falls in love with his brother's wife, who his brother abandoned when it turned out his brother's high school girlfriend was still alive. He once ended up in a coma, and his mind was transferred to an alternate dimension where he was the one that was married to Madeline Pryor, not his brother. In that universe, he is the leader of the greatest team of heroes but They are secretly very bad people.
Huh. Is this Spider-Man 2099?
No.
Okay.
Steven,
Dang
can
it.
you help him out here?
Oh, is it Havoc?
It is Cyclops' other brother, Havoc.
It's nuts that I was pulling the wrong brother. It's not like I know all of Cyclops' family tree. Jeez. Okay.
It's the brother that they're actually making a model for this game, not the brother that they
Oh,
have
yeah.
not announced.
That got it.
Hey,
So I was right at first. I was right when
Yeah.
I said it was Cyclops' brother. Dang it.
yeah, I was waiting for you to get there.
And then for some reason I got in my head that it was someone in the Spider-Verse. Oh well.
I don't know
well.
where you got that. Okay, so you currently have
I
4
don't either.
points, but for a bonus point, actually, you know what? You can have 2. What do these characters have in common?
Okay. All right. Well, you know how there's a joke that I don't remember the characters that we've said already. Who is Drax's? It was Moondragon, it was Spectrum, and it is
Oh my
Havoc.
Havoc.
There we go.
So is it that we don't know what their rules are yet? Because we don't know what any of their rules are.
That is true. That is not what they have in common.
Okay. I take it then that they have an affiliation in common that we know. No. I was about to say, are they all in the same box? But they're not, because Spectrum's with Blue Marvel.
They're actually
Is
in
it
3
that-
different boxes.
Yeah, they're in 3 different boxes. Is it that they're all going to be Guardians of the Galaxy?
That is incorrect.
Daggone it.
They have all
What
been
is the-
they've all been members of the Avengers.
Okay. All right. Well, I think you even said that in like most of their
In Spectrum, I
descriptors.
almost gave a clue in Havoc that included him being part of the Avengers, but then I was like, no, that's the thing they have in common. I can't make this too obvious. Because he gives, when he's leading a team of Avengers that I think Captain America's a member of. Like, crazy that they did that. Anyway, he gives this speech about how he doesn't like the M word, and someone in the audience asked him what they should call him, and he said, how about Alex? Because that's his first name. And it's so cringy. It's so bad.
Okay. Well, we are back on normal track here, where I whiff completely. I ended up with 4 points.
Yeah.
So no, I ended up with 3 points. No, I got 4. I got
four. You
I
got one
of
on
them
your
correct.
own, and then
Okay.
Steven
Okay.
got you your other 2 points.
Right. Well, okay then. I guess that's it for trivia. I do enjoy this game. This is fun. I get to exercise my brain a little bit more than it usually gets exercised. I also recognize that we don't have a whole lot of new stuff.
Yeah.
You can go back and do other characters we've done before.
And if they're an X-Men character, I can probably write quite a bit of trivia about them. And if they're not an X-Men character, I may know 3 things about them.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move on to the person that we are here to cover today. That person being Iron Lad, otherwise known as Nathaniel Richards. Oh, okay. Nathaniel Richards. His defenses are 4 physical, 3 energy, and 3 mystic. He has 6 stamina on the front of his card and on the back of his card. He has 6 stamina on both sides. He's a threat value 3, size 2, and a medium mover. Do we know what size base he is? Is he small base?
I think he's a small base.
I think he's a small base, and we don't know what affiliations he's going to be, do we?
They mentioned that there's going to be a new affiliation. They kept calling it the New Avengers, which I guess, but I would have expected it to be called Young Avengers, and he should be in that.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't know.
All right. Well, Brad, do you want to cover his attacks?
I guess I can. His first attack is physical, Concussion Blast. It's range 3, 5 dice, cost 0. Gain power equal to damage dealt. And Wild Discombobulate. After this attack is resolved, for each wild result in the attack roll, the defender gains one of the following special conditions: slow or stun. Wild Energy. Range 4, 4 dice, cost 0, gain a power. Wild Push. After the attack is resolved, size 3 or less, push it away short. Energy, the Once and Future Iron Lad. That's a great name for an attack. Range 3, 7 dice, cost 3. This character may reroll any number of the attack dice for this attack.
Ooh, man. Okay. Steven, why don't you finish out the card?
Sure. We have an active superpower called Neurokinetic Armor. It will cost you 1 power. This character removes 1 damage or special condition from itself. This superpower can be used only once per turn. We have another active, which is called Strength Actuators. Will cost 2 power. Choose an interactive terrain feature of size 2 or less, within 2, and throw it medium. And then we have a reactive superpower called Temporal Divergence. Will cost you 2 power. When this character is defending during the modify opponent's dice step of the attack, it may use this superpower. This character may reroll up to 2 of the attacker's dice. The superpower can be used only once per turn, and he has the innate ability of flight.
Okay, and that is Iron Lad. And again, with these Iron folk, this guy's really good. I think he's really, really good. I think that a lot of these characters that are coming out are going to be excellent, or are clocked up just a tad bit. What are your thoughts on this guy, Brad?
Well, I just noticed something, and I need to double check. But his timing for his reroll your opponent's dice, that's different than Crimson Dynamo's timing, right?
No, I think it's the same. Modify opponent's dice step.
No. Crimson Dynamo's is when him or an allied character is targeted. So that's like way better. This is how Brandon was playing it wrong.
This is like Maximus.
The difference though here is this can only be used once per turn.
And only on himself.
And only on himself.
But that's pretty good. Rerolling your opponent's dice are great because that's the way you deal with triggers.
Wild. Yeah, you get rid of their triggers.
Yeah. I think it's interesting that he has delayed damage reduction. He doesn't pay.
He does.
When he takes the attack, he pays later to retroactively reduce his damage.
And only once.
And
so it's only on one of... Yeah.
But
you're right. That is kind of what it is.
I mean, that's kind of time travel-y. It's funny. His throw's way better than it was when we got this card, right? Or it was just after they made the announcement about the throw change. Yeah. So that's way better now. His attacks are good. Like, medium move, flight, 3 points. Like, he seems like a pretty good all-around 3-pointer.
I think that he has an outstanding attack kit for a 3 threat.
Also, 6 health.
Yeah, and he's above the norm on health. He's 12 health for a 3 threat. He has his attacks are all range 3 or 4, and his spender costs only 3 power, and you can re-roll any dice in the attack roll. That is a fantastic ability. That is the kind of dice fixing that some characters need a card to do, and you take the card to do it. That is like, and it's 7 dice. I feel like that could be 6 dice, and it would still feel good.
Yeah.
It would still feel like a good spender that you would use in the game. I'm kind of worried about this set of people that are coming out. I think he's excellent. He's got a lot of staying power. He's cheap as heck at 3 threat. I mean, the past 3 episodes we've done have all been 3 threat models that they hit above their weight class. They do interesting stuff that no other models, or that not a whole lot of other models do, or they're just well and truly above the curve on what 3 threats can do damage-wise and survival-wise. I think he's really good. Steven, what are your thoughts here on Iron Lad?
Well, I like to remind you that he is joining company because the new Black Widow is also 6/6 for a 3 threat.
Okay.
So we have to
Okay.
keep that in mind, that he
Yeah.
might be
He
We
might
might see
be
him
the
above
new curve
correct. Yeah.
that they're moving characters towards.
Mm-hmm. So even though he looks above the curve to us right now with the current environment, it might be that we'll have enough coming up and enough releases coming out that he might seem a little bit, he might be at 55%. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
But right now he's looking at 75, 80 to me
Uh-huh.
in the current environment. No movement, no out of action movement. That is his one weakness.
You're correct. And that is a weakness, but he's a 3 threat model. There are lots of 3 threat models that have no movement shenanigans at their disposal.
And then there's
Right,
Baron
but-
Zemo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If we're gonna compare him to models and we compare him to Baron Zemo is still probably more useful on the table. But Baron Zemo, there are very few models in the game that compare well to him.
Well, Brad just ran one Ant-Man. I mean, he obviously loved him for his movement, right?
Yeah.
So movement is a very, very powerful trait in this game that a lot of people kind of look past a little bit. I'm not saying he's a bad character. I'm just saying that the state of the game right now, he's kind of lacking in that department.
That is, you are probably correct. I think that you're right. But other than that, he's a rockin' good 3 threat model.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say there's anything bad about him. I'm just saying that there's something lacking about him.
Yeah. Okay,
So-
well, what was that?
Well, I was going to ask you, Fred, what do you think? But I think you've already espoused that. So
Yeah. Okay, well, let's give a letter grade to old Iron Lad here. I think he's outstanding. I think he's an excellent piece. I don't think that he's going to get splashed much. And the reason being is that he doesn't add anything to the table that models outside wouldn't have access to outside of their affiliation. It's just he seems to be above the curve. So I do think he's very good. I'm gonna give him a minus. I think I'll give him a B plus. I'm gonna give him a B plus. That's where I am. Brad, what do you want to give to Iron Lad?
I thought we were going to agree again. I'm giving him an A minus.
Okay, and Steven, where are you?
without really knowing his tactics cards and knowing that other characters are getting touched and updated, I'm going to say a C plus because I'm pretty sure we're going to do a recalibration matrix, and that's where we'll land.
Okay. That is another thing about these models that we've been doing the past few weeks is that we don't know what their tactics cards bring, and the leadership, if they're going to be called the quote unquote new Avengers or young Avengers, whichever they are, and so there are additional effects that they will have access to. I'm I just I'm still stuck in an older game state in my brain, I think. Okay, well,
I'm still only
that
giving
is
the B
our take.
plus.
Yeah, I think he's good though. I think he's a very good B plus. All right, well, let's move on to comic book recommendations. Hey, Brad, do you have any comic books that feature Nathaniel Richards?
I didn't prepare any for Nathaniel Richards. I prepared for Iron Lad.
Okay. Is he named something different in the comics?
No. There's just if you want Nathaniel Richards, that's a much longer list. But if we're gonna stick just to Iron Lad, I can continue.
Oh, okay. I take it that he has not always been Iron Lad then. I know nothing about this character, Brad. What does he do? What's
true.
up with him?
He before Iron Lad, he was just Nathaniel Richards. I'm more concerned about what comes after Iron Lad. But we'll just get on with the Iron Lad recommendations. The Young Avengers series from 2005 by Alan Heinberg and Jim Chung. Actually, it's hilarious because at one point the like fresh new artists that they sign exclusively to Marvel are now called Stormbreakers, but they used to be called Young Guns. So it was Young Gun Jim Chung at one point,
Oh, boy.
and that's kind of fun to say. Anyway, there's a new group of mysterious Avengers running around, and they seem kind of young. Each of them is modeled after a classic Avenger, and one of them is Iron Lad. What people don't know is young Nathaniel Richards is destined to become Kang,
Oh.
and he traveled back in time to create the Young Avengers to stop his future self.
Okay then. Well, there it is.
Yeah.
Is he related to Reed Richards of the Fantastic Four?
I don't think so.
Oh boy. Okay.
Well, first of all, Nathaniel Richards is from like the 51st century. Or
okay.
the 52nd, maybe. Something like that.
So maybe?
So,
he may be a long descendant.
So maybe, but I don't know. I honestly just don't know.
Okay.
My second recommendation is Avengers issues 53 and 54. I just should have wrote down what year this was. But it's the Jonathan Hickman Avengers with Lionel Francis Yu. Yeah, Lionel Francis Yu is the artist. And Captain America is lost in time after stopping the universe from colliding with a different universe. And he finds himself in the future. And just when he thinks he's on his way back to his present, he's plucked from the time stream by Iron Lad, who has teamed up with his future self Kang and Kang's future self Immortus. And the big questions are, what do they want? Is it to save the universe? Yeah, that's actually their plan, is to save the universe. And I just want to give out a warning that this comic might not entirely make sense on its own, these two issues, because there's a lot going on in Jonathan Hickman's Avengers. But these might give you a little taste of that, and you might want to read all of Hickman's Avengers. And it's often listed as one of the best comic runs ever done. So,
Okay.
yeah, I haven't read all of it yet. I've only read bits and pieces. but it's on my to-do list because he wrote my favorite comic, probably of all time. And it's one of the few
And
comics
which one?
that Fred has read.
Yeah. Is it House of X, Powers of 10?
It sure is, Fred. This is the same guy.
Okay, then, man. I mean, I could say with certainty that if it's the same guy and it's considered one of the best comic runs of all time, why the hell haven't you read it yet, Brad? It should be
'Cause
like amazing.
it is literally on my list to read like really soon. I wanted to read his other Marvel stuff first, the stuff he did before.
Okay.
So I read he did a run of Secret Warriors and a run about the history of S.H.I.E.L.D. that were both really good. And then he did a run on Fantastic Four, and I read all that. And I'm probably never going to read any other Fantastic Four comics because they're not going to be as good. And then next on the list is the Avengers stuff. So
Okay.
soon.
Soon.
I've read some of it.
all
I
right.
just haven't read all of it.
Okay. Do you have another comic book to recommend, or is that
I
it?
don't. That's it, Fred. Iron Lad,
all right.
surprisingly, even though the younger version of Kang has not been in that many comics. And
I've never heard of him before this game. So.
And his longest run in comics, he's not called Iron Lad. It is the young version of him, but he calls himself Kid Immortus, which is the old version of him, like him as an old
Kid
man.
Kang sounds kind of dumb.
Well, yeah.
All right. Well, the only thing that's left is my non sequitur recommendation, and I know nothing about this character. I guess I could have chosen a film with Kang's actor in it, but I don't think so.
Then what are you going to do when we do Kang?
I don't know. I'll figure that out. Well, this time we're just going to talk about a movie that I saw recently that I really liked, that I really enjoyed, and that is the movie Predator: Badlands. I've got to say, so Dan Trachtenberg is the person who's directed the past 3 Predator things: Prey, Predator, Killer of Killers, and now Predator: Badlands. He has dialed in what makes a Predator movie fun and interesting and good, because it is a great movie. It is a lot of fun.
Is Killer of Killers the animated one?
Yes.
Okay, I haven't seen that or Badlands yet, but I love Predator, so I'm super excited to watch both of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think Killer of Killers is on Hulu right now.
Okay.
So it is, and it is great. Like, it's very good. And Predator: Badlands really benefited from being on the screen because it is a spectacle movie, but it's also, I mean, I'm sure it will translate to a smaller screen. It is so fun. It is so it is from the perspective of the Predator for the first time in these particular movies. And you find yourself rooting for the thing that is usually the villain in these movies in a way that is fantastic. And even when he is doing things that are terrible, it is such a great movie. It is so much fun. It's one of those fun popcorn action movies that they are made for the summer, and for some reason it came out now in the late fall, early winter. But it is worth watching. So go watch Predator: Badlands. And that is it for our show today. Thank you to Brad and to Steven for joining me and talking about Iron Lad. And thank you everyone out there who is listening. Hopefully we will have some more trivia in the near future, and hopefully I will do better. And until then, I hope you all to have good games. Goodbye.